Why do we feel so affected when one of our favorite celebrities dies? I think there's a couple of things going on there. Number one, there is a sense of loss. There's celebrities that we like, and so we like to watch them on television, or maybe they're in our favorite movies, or maybe they're musicians that we like. So there are just certain people that we'll keep watching their TV shows and we'll keep going to their movies and we'll keep buying their music. We like the new things that they produce. And so when they die, there is this sense of loss that there's not going to be any new creative output, and what we have, what they've put out so far is all we have. And so we kind of cling to that. And I think there's another thing going on that is a little bit more psychological. And I think what's going on is that there might be a projection of our own feelings of grief and loss that we can project upon the celebrity. Maybe we have gone through a loss ourselves, but losses are really, really painful. And when they're personal, they are just so painful. And sometimes those feelings can be really hard to admit, they can be really hard to work through, they can be really hard to face. But when a celebrity dies, there's just maybe more of kind of a cultural acceptance that, well, it's okay, to feel sad over a celebrity. So many other people feel sad too, that maybe some feelings that we already have because of personal losses kind of get projected upon the celebrity. And then in the case of young kids, maybe they haven't had a personal loss so far. So I think when a celebrity dies, it's a way for them to kind of work through these feelings without it having to be a close personal loss, but they still get to experiment, so to speak, with feeling sad and feeling the sense of loss and kind of mourning over what could have been and what will never be. So I think it can be a safe place for young people to practice out those feelings. And then another thing that we get with celebrity death that we don't often get with our own losses is we get this really huge sense of community. Sometimes when we have a personal loss, we feel very alone and we feel very isolated. And at least in the culture that I've observed where I live in the Midwest, those kind of thoughts and feelings are generally not encouraged. You generally don't talk about really how sad you feel and maybe this grief that you're experiencing with a personal loss. But when a celebrity dies, you have this huge community, and especially today because we have all of these massive social networks that when Cory Monteith dies, you can go onto Twitter and you can go onto Facebook and you can go into other internet communities and get this sense that other people are feeling the same way and you don't feel alone, and you can see other people's reactions and you can kind of base your reactions on how other people are reacting, and you really get kind of this huge support group that you don't always get when you have to go through a personal loss yourself. So the simple fact is that celebrities will die, and there's always going to be that celebrity who we remember most as kind of being the most powerful to us, the celebrity death that we remember the most for various reasons. So I would love to hear from you. Who was the celebrity death that you remember the most? Maybe which one affected you the most, and why do you think it affected you so much?